So a function, this is nerdy, I think, kind of, but when every x value has only one corresponding y value. So it is possible you may see an x value twice, but as long as it has the same corresponding y value, that's okay. And this may happen both in graphs, in tables, it could happen in equations. I don't think we're going to see equations today. Or just lists of ordered pairs. Again, the ordered pairs may repeat, but it has to be not just the same x value, but the same y value that corresponds with it. If for some reason we see an x value, which is the output of a function, if we see an x value that has different corresponding y values as ordered pairs, we know that that is not a function. So y is a function of x. Oh, you're going to see this on the assignment. It's going to say this, y is a function of x. Y is what we call the output, x is what we call the input. I like to think of this as the old machines. They used to be animated, and you put a value in, and then it would put out some smoke, and then it would push something out, and that's how the function would work. I can't draw that well, so I'm not going to. But it's that idea. When you put something in, you need to know, in order for it to be a function, you need to know what's going to come out. Okay. So, for example, just as an example, if I put a Hot Pocket into a microwave, okay, if I get out a pizza, I may be happy about that. Okay, may not even be what I expected, but it happens. Okay, and that would be okay. But if I go back and I put a Hot Pocket into the microwave, but out comes a burrito, are Hot Pockets burritos?
No.
I wouldn't classify them as burrito, but perhaps. Sorry, maybe that's a poor example. If I put in a Hot Pocket into a microwave and out comes a head of cabbage, I would be worried. Now, like, what the crap is going on here? I wanted a pizza, that's why I put the Hot Pocket in. I mean, you probably wanted the Hot Pocket out. This may be a bad example. Okay, let me do this with numbers because my real life example is horrible. If I put in a 2 and out comes a 4, then every time I put in a 2, I need to see a 4 come out. If I put in a 2 into the machine and then out comes an 8, I'm like, what the crap? You see what I'm saying? Now I don't know what to expect in the future, okay? So a function is just that. When you put in something that's x values, you need to know what comes out every time. If it's telling you something different is coming out, it's not a function anymore. Yeah, it's talking about domain and range, which we'll get into. The domain is a list of the x values, range is a list of y values. We may see these in interval notation or inequality notation as well. Okay, so these ones, again, are these functions. So I'm going to scan through the x values. If I don't see any x values repeat, I don't even worry about it. So this one, I got an x value, and that's 0, then 1. Oh, there's 1. It repeats. Okay, now we see that there's also a 7-11. I'm not worried about those. I just want to focus on the x values that are 1s. Well, when I put 1 in the first time, out comes a 3. All right, that's cool. That's fine. But when I go into the machine and put in a 1, it spits out a 9, and now I don't know what is going on right here. So this one, we would say, is not a function. And it is specifically for that reason. Okay, I put something in, something came out. I put something in, something different came out. That's not good. It's not functioning, whatever the machine is. The next one, we got -4, 0. So there's our -4 we put in. I don't see any repeats. Here's a 2 right there. Oh, there's another one, right? So right here, I put in a 2, out comes a 3. Over here, I put in a 2, out comes a 3. That's okay. That still is a function. All right, let's check the other values. Well, now it's a +4, out comes a 5. There's no repeats of putting in 4s. If I put in an 8, there's no other signs showing that something different would come out. Same with 15. So this one right here, a function. And just quickly going through these ones, don't let this trick you. We don't care what the y values coming out are. We care about what's going in, and then we can care about what's coming out. So right here, you put in a 4, 10, and 13. There's no indication that something coming out, if I put in a 4, that I'll get anything other than 5. Or if I put in a 10, something else comes out that's not a 9. So this one also a function. So if y values repeat, don't let that trick you into thinking it's not a function. It still can be like this one is. It ends up being the same thing for this one. So right here, I can see if I put in an X value that's 10, out comes the 9. Well, now when I put in a 10, out comes a 12. That's not functioning anymore. So this one also, not a function.